Hey people, what's going on? Welcome to Real Tough Talk. Tough Talk.
How is that even possible?
Tough Talk.
Whoa! Stephen J. partner goes,
Show some respect. You did not answer the question.
he's a bad man.
Bad man.
He's a bad. He finally said it.
The slipper's gone. The dress has holes in it. The cart turned to Tough Pumpkin again. So what else you gonna do?
I guess this team couldn't cover a twin mattress with a king size sheet.
Lights out season.
Lights out for you. Let's get as quick into the game as possible because I am not staying in this wig longer than I have to.
I want to part. Play it out, bro. While you talking this game.
What's going on, people? I want to thank you for joining us on another episode of Real Tough Talk. I'm Stephen J. I'm here with my partner Ghost, and we're excited to bring you the BQFL playoff time. Playoff mode. It is time. Win or go home. That's the atmosphere we're in right now.
And we are finally here. There was so much smack talk between the teams about who's going where, who's going to move on, who's going to be who. So now we get to see whose words mean something when they get on the field and when the playoff starts. And we're here right now.
And this is going to be a great show. So lace your boots up, get your popcorn or your Cracker Jacks or your ice cream or whatever snacks you eat when you're watching the show, and get yourself ready because we are going for a really exciting ride. First game we're going to jump off with is Diggaz versus the Shockers. Now, Shockers are coming in the number 2 seed. Diggaz are coming in the number 7 seed. And these teams met in the regular season with the Shockers coming away with the win 24-9. What do you think is going to be the difference coming into this game?
I mean, first of all, there's going to have to be a difference if Diggaz is going to want to survive in this playoff because that 20-9, that was the score.
24-9.
24-9. Can't stand that in these playoff games right now. So they have to step up their offensive effectiveness. They have to score more points. They have to figure out a way to get into the end zone much more than they did the first time they played the Shockers team. Otherwise, it's just one and done. They'll be going home.
And the thing about it is we don't know because we didn't cover the game if Chino was here throwing that game.
Yeah.
But Chino at quarterback for the Diggaz brings a whole different type of style. Chino brings more of a swagger for this Diggaz team and also arm talent. This man can make any throw in the game. He's up there with Alex. He's up there with Ramsey as far as the quarterbacks with the arm strength to get the ball wherever it needs to be. Sometimes his decision-making comes into question, and I think that is going to hold a big fort coming into this game.
I mean, yeah. So at the end of the day, him sometimes doesn't always make the best decision that he could possibly make, but with a quarterback like Ramsey that he's facing, that he has to keep up with, that is known to score points, he has to make sure that those mistakes are kept to a minimum. Otherwise, he's going to have a real problem in this game.
And the Shockers are coming in the number 2 seed, and I think this is the most disrespected number 2 seed we have ever had in playoff history. People think that they can really beat this team. Don't get me wrong. They have shown a little chinks in the armor, but this team finished 6-2. This team had the number 3 defense. This team had the number 2 offense, and people still don't respect them. Now, could it be the fact that I think that game that they had versus New Breed, where New Breed was able to score 47 points on them and beat them 47-46, is the reason everybody feel like they have an opportunity. But bottom line, they got one of the best quarterbacks in this division, in the league, and they have a very stout defense.
I mean, but there was a few differences in that game that kind of made it so that New Breed had to end up winning that game. First of all, Darnell had 4 touchdowns by himself in that game. So he's one person that they could not stop in that game. It wasn't just that they were scoring. It was just that Darnell was being unstoppable in that game.
Correct.
The ball kept falling into his hands. And 2, the gaps were, left short because their middleman, Shaka's middleman, Damo, was still injured. He was playing injured, and he was not in the game regularly. Not to say that he was the main factor in why they couldn't stop anybody in that game, but he does make a difference out there in terms of his play in the middle. He will be here today. He's playing. He will be playing in this game, so hopefully that should be the boost to their defense that they need, because with their full squad, they had one of the best defenses in the B division, and they need to show that in this game here.
And we're going to jump right into the game with Chino and the Grave Diggaz getting the ball first. After getting the first down, Chino's going to scramble with blocker from Tree. Throws deep to Shuggy, wide open in the middle, caught in the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Zayd is guarding nobody as Welch is left guarding 2. Tree gets the extra point, 7-0. And before you break down the play, I'm going to let y'all guys know we're bringing back, we're giving you a preview for what's coming in the UFL season with Dawnstein. That's going to be back. We're going to bring that segment back to you. And this right here is definitely a dime possibility.
Now, one thing I got to say is, with this play, I get to break it down.
Yeah.
Since you kind of promoted that, so now it's time for me to break down the play. And if you look here, first of all, Zayd is cheating all over the field. You can see him a mile away, standing by himself, not guarding nobody. So he is not a factor on this defense right at all on this play. But if you look at Welsh, he is confused with who he's gonna pick up, because if you look at this receiver on the sideline, Veli leaves him, steps up to guard another receiver. So now Welsh is in between Shuggy and another receiver on the sideline. He goes to pick up another receiver on the sideline and leaves Shuggy wide open in the middle of the field, and that leads to the big score there.
Right now the score is 7-0 Grave Diggaz. Shaka's going to get the ball 4 and out. Ramsey's going to pump on 5 rush and throw the keys open in the middle, getting to the 7-yard line. Second and goal, Ramsey finds Kazi in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Zuri gets the extra point. 7-7, Shaka's tied up.
And right away, they're able to score back. And the thing about Ramsey here is, if he sees any gaps in the defense, he's able to exploit, and that's exactly what he does here. He finds keys in the open gap, gets some big yardage right there that sets up the score in the next few plays, and they get a score right back.
Second down, Chino with blocking, still ends up getting sacked by Zuri. If you look here, Tree starts blocking at 4 rush just for Zuri to spin and get past him. And Tree is more of a big blocker, doesn't got the best footwork in the world, and Zuri beats him with a big sack here. Third down, Chino on 5 rush, throws short to Tree in the gap, who runs for a nice gain, picking up the first down. If you look here, Zayd left and guarding nobody, and that's what happens on that defense.
And that's Zayd again cheating, trying to make a play on the quarterback, watching him, spying him throughout the play. But because that he is not a factor on the defense when they're getting killed in the gaps, and that's why Tree, as slow as he is, no offense to him, is able to get such big yardage on this play.
Third and goal, Chino finds Manny in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Damo gets the sack on the extra point for Shockers. 13-7, Grave Diggaz. And Chino scores right back. He is well ready for this stage that Ramsey is showing. Chino showed that he can do the same thing, strikes right back for the Grave Diggaz.
And I remember just now I said something about them getting killed in the middle and in the gaps or whatever, but now it's the secondary making mistakes here, and this Zayd again being caught cheating, watching the quarterback but not picking up receivers in the gaps. And it's not only his fault. This defense is not communicating with each other, so because of that, gaps are left wide open and Chino's exploiting it.
Wait, again, Shockers are going to get the ball 4 and out. Second down, Ramsey throws the meat cutting on the sideline, who runs it into the end zone for the touchdown. If you look here, Corey and Joey both get caught by crossing route. Meese is left wide open. Meese gets the extra point. It is 14-13. Shockers score right back to take the lead.
And the thing about this play is because the safeties are watching the quarterback a little too much. Because again, Ramsey's a person you got to watch because he could take off at any given moment.
Yep.
So that makes it even harder for the defenses to focus on the receivers cutting in front. So run the receivers cut in front. Misa's left cutting to the corner. Nobody follows him. He's left wide open on the sideline. Who runs it for the score?
Third down at the 40-yard line. Chino throws a killer in the gap for a decent gain and the first down, but it's hit hard by Damo. Damo lays the ping down on Killer, and you know what Drago always says.
He does.
Absolutely true. Damo makes him pay for going over the middle. Tell me about the hit.
It's like Damu kills the killer on the field just now. And this was a clear hit. They were looking for a flag on this play, but it just looked like it was just extended hands. If you look, he extended the hands before he gets there. The hit looks a little bit worse than it really is, but this was a clean hit. Killer stays out for a play or two, but he'll be okay. But Damu showing that he is in the middle for a reason, and he lays out the pain right there.
Third down after a short pass. Chino throws to Corey, cutting in the gap. Drop, picked off by Welch. Shockers get the ball back, and Gravediggaz make their first mistake of the game.
And this is a huge mistake by the Gravediggaz offense, because besides the hit, they were still driving down the field, and in a play like this, a routine catch turns into an interception. This is a momentum killer, knowing that you're putting one of the best offenses on the field back on the field to take over the momentum in this game.
Well, Ramsey gets the ball. He's going to throw deep to Zuri, wide open on the sideline for a huge game, picking up the first down. Ramsey's going to roll to the left as two defenders watch him. Zuri's left open, and that has to be a dime. Great throw by Ramsey, getting the ball downfield.
And two things I gotta mention. Remember I mentioned before that Chino's you mentioned that Chino is a person who could throw at any given point of the field. But this is something that I don't believe many quarterbacks can do. Ramsey throwing across his body yet again to Zuri on the sideline. The thing about it is he rolls to the left. So if you look at the defenders, they're following him. They're keeping their eyes on him. They're not focused on Zuri, who's on the sideline wide open. He's left there. The cornerback stays short to guard another receiver. And because of that, he's left by himself before the defenders can defend. And Ramsey's able to make the perfect throw where only Zuri can get it.
Second and goal with 3 seconds left. Ramsey finds me in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. Hemsky's going to intercept the extra point, but that's going to give us 20-13 going into half. Meets the second touchdown of the game.
This is a huge play that this Shockers team was able to get off of the mistake by Gravediggaz. And because of that, Rams was able to make that impressive throw, a throw that I only see Ramsey and maybe one or two quarterbacks that can make. But Ramsey does it and makes it look pretty, that it gives them the opportunity to score towards the half. That's a great play by the Shockers.
If I'm Gravediggaz, first of all, nobody expects us to win this game. We're the number 7 seed. We're playing the 2. So nobody expects us to win. So we're playing with the house's money. Chino has showed the ability to score. That drop pass is not on him. You got to catch that football. And Corey let him down by dropping that ball, and it gets intercepted. We got to keep Chino's head in the game. By how? Getting Trio involved, getting Manny more involved, getting Killer involved. We got to get our playmakers involved in the second half. We scored twice on 3 possessions. Defensively, we have the 5th best defense in the league. That's not great, but it's not terrible. So we know we have the ability to try to slow him down. Ramsey has scored 3 times on 3 possessions. He's one of the best quarterbacks in the division. We need to hold him once. And the only way we do that is by not giving him a short field. Both 2 possessions he had in the beginning, 4 and out. He scored. Then we threw a pick, right? Mm-hmm. And he scored again. We cannot make him destroy us. We cannot let him carve us up like this. We have to make him try to make plays, because eventually he'll make a mistake.
Now, in terms of the Shockers, their offense is doing a good job, but their defense has a lot to be desired, because we are giving up points to the worst offense in the league.
Wow.
And they're only down by what? 7 points?
Yes,
they're
sir.
only down by 1 touchdown.
Yep, 20-13.
So at the end of the day, there's a lot that they're not doing right. Their safeties are cheating too much, and Chino's exploiting it. They got to buckle down and communicate. They got to show that they are one of the top teams on defense in this division, and they're not showing that in the first half. They got to show more of that in the second. Maybe that hit by Damo was going to get their engines going, but they got to communicate more on defense if they want to hold this team and secure the win and move on.
Once again, Gravediggaz attempt to go onside, and it's going to give Shockers, another 4 and out. Ramsey rolls right, on 5 rush, throws deep to Amir, cutting in the end zone. That's going to be dropped. Second down, Ramsey throws to Chris in the gap for a nice gain. It's going to take his 4th down. On 5 rush, he throws the buck in the back of the end zone. Drop, turnover on downs, and Craig Diggaz are finally able to make their first stop of the game.
But let's call a spade a spade. This was not a good defensive drive or anything of the sort. This was the Shockers dropping 2 touchdown passes in 1 drive. That's all it is. The Gravediggers got lucky on this drive, but they got to take advantage of that nonetheless. They got to make sure that they use this advantage to try to score right when the opportunity is given to them.
First down, Chino throws to Manny on the sideline. Welch gets there late. Manny runs in the gap. Big gain, first down. Manny is Gravediggers' best offensive weapon. He has sacrificed his career that he could have been on a lot of teams because of loyalty. They got to get this man the ball. Great play there by Manny. Second down, Chino throws a Corey in the gap. That's going to be dropped. Third down, Chino throws a killer in the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Welch gets caught cheating. Great throw by Chino. 20-19. Gravediggers score again.
And you're giving yet another touchdown to the team. Again, like I said when we was breaking down the first half, the worst offense in the division. And you're cheating and getting caught. I don't understand what mistakes, how are you making these mistakes and you're not following receivers, and that's all because they're not communicating, they're leaving the gaps open, and these receivers are exploiting them, and Chino's finding them for yet another touchdown here.
Once again, Shockers get the ball 4 and out. Ramsey throws the Meese cutting in the middle, drop, almost picked off by Shuggy. Second down, Ramsey throws the Meese in the middle again, drop, almost picked off by Shuggy again. You have to hold on to these interceptions. That was 2 back-to-back opportunities. He had to intercept the ball, and he drops it. We always say that happens. Third down, Ramsey scrambles. Just get past Spank, throws deep to Meese in the end zone. Pass is caught, but he is flagged for illegal contact. 5 yards replay. First of all, tell me about the play by Spank. Did Spank get this sack?
And it doesn't if you look at it, it doesn't look like Spank gets that sack. Ramsey just gets by him and is able to stay alive to make that throw. Unfortunately, this whole play was good up until you look at the sideline and Keys runs right through the defender while he's running on this route. I don't understand what was the point of this. This was a clear illegal contact. There's no way you're going to get away with that. And that is a touchdown taken away from them over a bonehead play that they didn't need to happen.
Ramsey throws to Zay in the gap for a nice gain. 4th down. Ramsey scrambles on 5 rush. Finds Amir in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Amir gets the extra point. 27-19. If you look here, Ranji Giver cannot catch Ramsey as he buys time for himself and finds Amir for the touchdown. 27-19.
And it looked bad when Spank wasn't able to get Ramsey. He was able to buy time and get Meese into the end zone. It didn't count, but it worked.
Yep.
And again, the same thing happens. They switched for Ron G, and the same exact thing happened. Ron G was not able to catch Ramsey. Ramsey buys time, and he finds Amir in the front of the end zone. Now, this is after them missing 2 opportunities by not picking off the ball.
Yep.
And the funny thing is, if you look at this play, it looks like it's the same play twice. The same exact play twice. And the same exact player missed opportunity to intercept the ball. And because of that, you give them the opportunity to score here. So this whole drive was a missed opportunity by this Gravediggers defense. And this is yet another score for Shocker.
Chino throws deep to Shuggy. 1-on-1 with Belly. Knocked away, incomplete. But Shuggy does not make a play for the ball. Second down, Chino throws deep to Killer. 1-on-1 with Zay. Picked off by Zay, but he's flagged for the pass interference and gets the spot on the foul. What do you think of the play?
I think that there was way too much contact as the ball was in the air. So this was clear pass interference as Zay pushes off on the receiver, not giving him an opportunity to get the ball. And because of that, that's a clear pass interference, and they get the spot of the ball, the offense.
Second down, Chino throws a Shuggy in the back of the end zone, knocked away by Welch. Third down, Chino's going to throw the tree in the gap, who runs out of bounds for a decent game. Remember, it's 27-19. 4th and goal, Chino on 5 rush, throws, but his pass is blocked by Zuri. Ending the game, Shockers come away with the win, 27-19, and they move again to the next round. Now, we're going to go to the interviews on both teams. Before we wrap up this segment, we're going to go with them. We're going to be right back. What's going on? Stephen J here with some guys from the Shockers after a big win over Grave Diggaz, 28-19. You came away with a better record. It was one of the top offenses, but people was calling this an upset game. Do you think that's kind of disrespectful?
No, it's football. Any given Sunday, anything can happen. They come out here and play. We come out here and play. Anyone can win. It's anyone's game.
How did you feel motivated? You look like you was on another level. Let me just say that. You threw 4 touchdown passes. You had some key drops, but you kept going. You never put your head down. You kept going. What did it take to keep focused knowing that these guys were dropping passes?
You got to keep going. Drop passes happen. And dwell on them. Next play, you just got to move on. If I yell at them, then they're going to drop the next one. I got in the huddle. I said, guys, we got to regroup. We just got to go catch that ball. We catch the ball, we're going to win this game.
Welch, tell me something about the defense today. What was your defense able to do? Chino can throw that football. What was the strategy coming into this game?
Well, we had a strategy of going a man on these guys, but man don't count if you don't have no communication on the field. We gotta get guys on the right matchups. And today I think we did that okay, but we gotta get better on that.
Tell me about that interception that you called, key interception that stopped their drive.
Key interception. We went man zone, and right on 1-3 rush. I got to my man, and I was just in the right place at the right time.
Keys, what happened to their offense? We saw a lot of drop passes. Y'all don't usually do that. What happened this game?
So basically, I guess guys are pretty unfocused, but it happens. It's football.
Tell me what it's like having Ramsey at the quarterback.
It's awesome, bro. It's awesome. He's a great teacher, not only in football but in life also. So he taught me a lot since I've been there. Well,
we're going to thank the Shockers for here. These guys was called this. They said this is going to be an upset game. The score doesn't indicate that. They're going to the next round. We're seeing the site. What's going on, Stephen J? I'm here with Chino, starting quarterback of Grave Diggaz. You was on fire until you had a big drop that came into an interception. What do you think happened on that play?
It looked like my players were just scared. I don't know what's going on. We talk about this all week, man. I don't know, man.
What was your mindset after that interception? What do you think it did to you mentally?
The interception that I threw?
Yeah, the drop interception.
Changed everything. It messed everything up, man. Everybody was just scared. I don't know what's going on with them, man.
What do you think of now? The other thing, defensively, we feel what killed y'all was the ball-giving position. It gave Ramsey more time to roll out, scramble, and hit the defense for some big touchdowns. Didn't y'all have somebody with a little more speed at that position?
We should have, but Shuggy don't like to go man. Play man. We play man. We could work this out, man. But nobody want to play man. Nobody listen.
We're going to thank Chino for being here. He did the best he could do, put up 3 touchdowns, got us on fire. Fortunately, team didn't come up with the win. Go see on the side.
Last time we played them, it was 30-6. It's a different, man. It's playoff time, man. Just my team let me down.
Right, we're going to see you on the site. Thanks, Chino. Well, we're going to thank the guys for the interviews. Shout to the guys from Shockers. Shout to Chino talking to us. Tell me what you think about Shockers. What do you think?
So throughout this game, the Shockers offense only got stopped once. So that just shows that they were able to do whatever they needed to do to score. Almost every single time they got the ball, they were able to score. The turning point was that interception by Welch, and they were able to capitalize before the half. I think that's kind of what helped seal the deal early in the game because they had the momentum and they never let go towards after that second half. So that's them. Even though they made mistakes on defense, they made plays when they needed to make it, and I think that's why they were able to survive. They got to play a little bit better than this and moving forward, but they got what they needed to do done, and they're able to move on in this game.
Grave Diggaz gave this game away. They had an opportunity to steal this game. They lost by 8. First of all, Grave Diggaz have one of the worst offenses in the league. They average 12.3 points they score a game. This game they scored 19. So they're above the average. Defensively, they have the 5th best defense. They give up 18.8. This game they gave up 27. So they ain't play real good defense. But it don't matter because Shockers have the 2nd best offense in the league, 24 points a game, and they score 27. But I'm going to tell you some keys that I think cost them the game. They gave the ball, they attempted to go onside, and gave Ramsey 4 and out 4 times. Ramsey scored 3 out of the 4 times they gave him 4 and out.
Yeah.
Ramsey Achilles' heels is he tends to make mistakes. But you didn't give him opportunities to make a mistake because you gave him a short field. You only stopped the man once on a short field, and you already acknowledged that 2 passes in the end zone was dropped. So technically, he would have scored 4 out of 4 on 4 and out. That was their one mistake. The next one, Corey didn't play well offensively. 2 big drops, 1 cost them a turnover. 1 was intercepted. Big mistake there. When you do that, Chino becomes a gunslinger, which you saw him do on the last drive where he was trying to throw the ball over the field, and then getting stopped. And the last thing that they did, Ramsey scrambling all day, buying time. Spank looked terrible. Ron G looked terrible. These are plays here. If you look, these are plays all around the yard where you see Ramsey scrambling, making plays. Even though some of the plays the receivers missed the ball, the point was he was able to scramble to buy time. You cannot give the number 2 offense in the league time, because this guy will kill you. And that's exactly what he did. It was a gunfight until Diggaz made that one mistake where the ball got picked off, and they never seemed to be able to get their mojo back, because once they did that, Ramsey scored in the second half. Scored right before the half, and then got the ball back. Now, he got stopped, but I think had they scored before the half, Diggaz, it would have been a more enticing game, better opportunity than they had. Like I said, Ramsey had the ball 5 times and scored 4. Diggaz had the ball 5 times and scored 3. Chino did his job. One of those interceptions was not his fault. Chino may be a lot of things. Chino may make a lot of mistakes. This game is not on him. This game is on coaching, and this game is on personnel. His team let him down today.
I mean, but there were certain things where I think that their momentum meant a lot in the game, and I think that them starting to make mistakes was because of something that was so big happened all of a sudden that killed their drive. And I think that interception, like you mentioned just now, was a big factor in that, because after that, the one thing that they didn't anticipate was Ramsey going deep on first down. That's exactly what he did. And remember you said that they kept giving him the ball on 4 and outs, and he was able to drive down the field and score quickly. But the thing is, on this play, he was able to drive down the field and score on 2 plays anyway, when he had a full field. So,
which Ramsey do you fear more? A guy who has to march down the field, or giving him half the field clean off of a kickoff 4 and out?
I fear none of those. You know why? Because the main factor in what makes Ramsey that much more dangerous is the thing that you just mentioned just now. The fact that he knows how to buy time and manipulate defenses with his feet and his positioning. Those are 2 things that a lot of people don't notice when Ramsey plays his game.
So why would you give him a 4 and out 4 times? That's my question. I'm going to make you earn your meal. If you're going to chop it up, cook it up, and put it in a pot, well, then I'm going to let you do that. I'm going to let you gather all the ingredients. I'm going to let you put everything together in the pot and then try to cook to eat. But I'm not going to just bypass all that other stuff and just serve you food. They basically gave Ramsey the fill in the platter and say, here, this is what you do. We've never seen the team attempt this many times to give a quarterback, the number 2 quarterback in the league, you can say probably the best quarterback in the league, half a field 4 times in a row. That makes no sense. I don't understand.
Honestly, I'm going to say, and this is going to be my last point here. I look at it as you're going to do but so much to stop Ramsey and this Shaka's offense. But you got to respond and respond consistently. And I think that when they couldn't do that in the first half, I think that's what kind of killed their game.
It wasn't Chino.
No, it wasn't Chino.
What do you think about Chino's performance?
I think Chino's performance was actually pretty good.
Give me a letter grade.
I give him a B+. The lowest. I think I give him a B+ because he played really well. Even though a lot of mistakes was made, that wasn't his fault. He still fought and he still tried. You saw that towards the end of the game, he started to give up in the end, but there was not much he could do, and that's when he just started doing him. But you keep him in the game, you make plays for this man, and he's going to keep on firing and keep on scoring. So who knows how well he would have did moving forward if those mistakes weren't made early in the game.
I tell you one thing, the man shined when the camera was on.
Yes.
Manny played well, Shiggy played well. Offensively, their defense, they didn't play well, but what can you do against the number 2 offense in the league? Only thing I'm going to say about the Shockers, you gave up 19 points to the worst offense in the league.
Yes.
That is a concern.
Mm-hmm.
This team has not looked the same since they came off of that game versus
New Breed.
Yes. Because they just beat Young and Reckless, if I'm right. They just beat them 24-21. And Young and Reckless was 2-5-1 with the 7th offense in the league. Something's going on. Something's going on. This team better get it tight coming into the next round. We're going to wrap this one up with Shockers coming away with the win over Grave Diggaz, 27-19. We'll be right back.
Those heads start turning real quick.
Next game up, you're going to have Blackout, the number 1 seed, versus Young and Reckless, the number 8 seed. Blackout is coming in 7-0-1. Young and Reckless is coming in 2-5-1. And last time these two teams met, Blackout came away to win 22-21. Halftime, it was zip, I believe. And then we saw this Young and Reckless team that we said, yo, this team is going to be dangerous.
Yeah.
Coming in, at that time, they were 1-1. After that big game that we thought that this team was the team to talk about, this team went 1-4. You can't come out of a game against the number 1 seed, lose 22-21, and then go 1-4. Lost to YG, lost to New Breed 14-0. Lost to YG's 21-20. Lost to beat Grave Diggaz 20-19. Lost to Primetime 20-0, and then lost to Shockers 24-21.
And there was a lot of problems in that 1-4 gap this season for this Young and Reckless team. You saw Mills, their main quarterback, wasn't always there for many of those games, so Melvin had to fill in. So this team was kind of not necessarily, themselves throughout those games. So not to say that was the only factor. Sometimes they would go at each other's heads. Sometimes they were hot-headed, but towards each other. It seems like they started to implode from the inside. They started to implode as the season went along, and it kind of hurt their overall game. Now, are they still contenders? They kind of showed that even though they had a close loss against the Shockers, but they still showed that there's a glimpse of fire in them, that they can still surprise you. But, are they able to show that in this game? That's something that they have to show, because overall they haven't looked good towards the end of the season. But they got to show that regardless of what, this Blackout team that they're facing, it shouldn't matter to them. This is another team and another obstacle that they have to get through because of what they went through this regular season. This is a must for this team, and hopefully that will get their fire going.
And Blackout is coming in undefeated, 7-1. Best record in the league. That doesn't mean they're the best team in the league. I think they have the best offense in the league. I think their defense, regardless of their record, is a little bit overrated.
Mm-hmm.
Last game they played of the regular season, they tied with New Breed 22-22. You have a top defense that only gives up 14 points a game, and you give up 22 to New Breed. And New Breed, you know, is 2-4 team, 2-4-2 team. So I think you can exploit this defense. But offensively, Alex is a newcomer of Patrick Mahomes. The guy can make any throw from any arm angle. The arm angles Alex can make is ridiculous, but he attempts to make mistakes offensively and defensively. He is a liability at times against teams that can spread the field. You can attack him over the top.
And a lot of things about that you mentioned with Alex being able to throw and make any throw from any angle, whatever. But I still don't think that he 100% has that quarterback mindset that a lot of quarterbacks that have been playing the game for a long time.
Because of lack of experience.
Yes, so he's still getting there. He doesn't have that quarterback mentality yet. He's a player that has probably one of the best arms on whatever field he steps on, but he doesn't have the quarterback mind yet. And that's my last time saying that. I'm getting, carried away with that. But I'm trying to emphasize that that's the main thing that he has to work through. Now, this Blackout team with their defense, I think that is the main problem that this team has.
Even though they have the number one defense.
Yes, because they're very inconsistent at times. Depending on who they play,
True.
They play down to their competition. They don't take certain things seriously. Certain guys, they cheat too much. Sometimes they do certain things that they shouldn't, and they get exploited every now and then. And that's something that certain teams were able to do in certain games, and that's one of the reasons why they end up tying that game with New Breed. That was a telltale sign that this Blackout team had exploits that you can get through them. They got to erase those exploits and solidify their defense and show why they're the best team in this division, and this is the game to do it.
We're going to jump right into the game. Pranks on a return makes a big play to get them to the 30-yard line. We see him Pranks drop a crucial extra point that possibly would have gave him the win versus New Breed last week.
Yeah.
And now this team comes in now with him making a big play. That's a good sign for this team going forward.
And it seems like Pranks knew he had to make a big play to start the game, to set the tone. And you said it best last week. Pranks is one of their best offensive players.
Correct.
So obviously a drop like that is going to rub you the wrong way. He's able to recover, make a big play, and their offense has a chance to capitalize from it.
First down, Alex finds Pranks open in the end zone for the touchdown. Sky High gets caught in a crossing route. 6-0. Blackout scores right away.
And they do not hesitate to attack the end zone. Sky High here gets caught on the crossing route. He reacts late. It seems like he looked to pick up one receiver crossing in front. Didn't see Pranks cutting the other way. And because of that, it's too late, and Pranks is left wide open for the score.
Mills is going to get the ball from Young and Reckless. He's going to throw to Chris on the sideline. That's going to be dropped. Third down, Mills on 5 rush, throws to Chris in the gap. Overthrown, incomplete. Reckless has to punt. And that is a big letdown by this offense. Blackout is the best offense in the league. You have to score when they score. Young and Reckless can't. They're going to end up having to punt, and that's going to hurt them. After a short pass, Alex throws to JR on the sideline for a nice game, picking up the first down. Second down, Alex with blocking from Lou. Runs in the gap for a decent game. The defense is going to call a timeout to talk. And this is the issue. They're getting together. They're using the timeout early because now Alex is beating you with his feet. Yeah. With Lou blocking, Alex is even more dangerous because you got to send 2 against Lou. And if you send 2, now you're hurting your defense. Alex beats him with his feet here. What do you think they're talking about?
Closing in the gaps. And that's the thing. Alex is not only able to throw to receivers in the gaps, but he's also able to run in the gaps. So they got to find a way to communicate to close out those gaps and force Alex to throw over the top, and that will give their defense a better chance to make a play.
Third down, Alex on 5 rush, throws a Meek in the back of the end zone. Peanut with a great play, knocking the ball down, because that was 6. Great play by Peanut. Fourth down, Alex with a screen to Pranks, who sags short of the end zone. Turnover and downs. That is a great defensive stop by Young and Reckless. This is the defense that we need to see. This is the defense we need to step up. Because for Alex to not take a shot of throwing in the end zone and try to muscle his way in, that shows he knew that this is a real defense that's meant business.
And this is 2 weeks in a row that this team's shortest defensive player is able to come in and make a huge play for their defense. Peanut putting his body on the line. He was injured. He was kind of hurt on that play. He was kind of shaken up, but he would come back to play. But that's him putting everything in his power to make sure he makes this play, and that was preventing a touchdown.
Yep.
That's big defense by the smallest guy on their team, and that shows that it doesn't matter. They're there to play defense, and they make a big stop there.
Mills throws to Los in the gap. Passes high, tipped by Los, almost picked off by Alex. Second down, Mills throws to Chris in the middle for a decent gain. Fourth down, Mills throws to X, cutting in the gap for a decent game, picking up the first down. If you look here, Blackout is playing more of a drop back zone, and Mills exploits them underneath to get the first down.
And that is the way you move down the field. You take what the defense is giving you. The unfortunate thing for the defense is they're giving a little too much, and Mills is capitalizing, driving down the field.
Mills on 5 rush, runs past Chris, and runs in the gap for a decent gain. Mills can use his legs as well as any other quarterback in the division. Second and goal, Mills finds X in the front of the end zone, but a touchdown. Alex intercepts the extra point, 6-6. Young and Reckless strikes back.
And this is Mills making all the decisions right on this drive. And he's able to run when he has to, throw to the gaps, watch the defense and see where they're backing up, and take what they're giving you as they back up, attack the gaps. This is the Mills that this Young and Reckless team needs to see throughout the game, but it's looking good on this drive here.
Alex with blocking from Lou, runs in the gap, pitches it to Vadim for a decent game. Alex on third down with blocking from Lou, throws deep, downfield to Pranks in the back of the end zone, but a touchdown. Prank is left unguarded by both safeties, 12-6. That has to be a preview of Don's Dimes' great throw by Alex, finding Pranks, who's making up for his mess up last week, and he's making up and adding a little something to it.
And this is a jaw-dropping throw by Alex. The thing about it is, look at how far back on the field that he is. And he sends this ball flying as soon as he sees Pranks open in the back. And Pranks is able to focus on the ball and is able to make the catch. That is a huge play. First of all, that set the tone by Lou blocking, giving him that extra time, and Alex is able to make that perfect throw to only where Pranks can get it. That is a good pitching. Like you always say, the pitch and catch to Pranks for the touchdown there.
Last play before half, Mills throws it up incomplete, taking us into half, 12-6 Blackout.
12-6, right? This is the score, but I haven't seen as much offense as I usually see from this Blackout team. But you saw a glimpse of how good this offense can be as soon as Alex was able to make that downfield throw. Whenever they're able to connect like this, they are a hard offense to stop, especially the fact that Alex can take off. He can throw a football to any part of the field, no matter what part of the field he's at. And he has the time with Lou blocking in the middle. So when you have all of these factors put together, and then you add in Meek and all of these other receivers that can step in, they are one of the worst offenses to face. According to that throw, I think that you're going to see more of that in the second half. And that is something that I'm looking forward to. If they're able to make more plays like this, they are sure to win this playoff game.
If I'm Young and Reckless, I'm practically trying to give this game away. It's 12-6. And please block this out, Ghost. We need to take our head out of it and put it back on our neck. Because we just allowed Alex to throw a pass that hung up in the air. It looked like a bomb from Baghdad. It looked like the bomb. You remember when we bombed Japan? And you see the way you saw it go, I guess they didn't hear it falling. Because it's like everybody on defense just stopped. But Pranks, he was the only player on the field, and I guess Young and Reckless was too busy in awe. I guess they wanted to take some pictures of it. I guess they wanted to get an autograph, or maybe they just wanted to be on a poster or a highlight or on Don's Dimes, the negative way. Because there's no way you let this man throw a bomb downfield like that on you. That is a lack of communication. That is the story of this team. They don't talk. They don't get along. And it shows on the field. Had the ball 3 times, scored once. First drive, we can't even pick up a first down. Oh, we in a play? That's all I want to know. Are we here to play? Because we're playing ourselves. We need to get it together and play tough the way we know we got our starting quarterback here, who's one of the best quarterbacks in the division when he's here. Now, yes, we don't have our muscle on the field. Machine is on the sideline injured. That is a big negative because Machine talking from the sideline is not like Machine talking on the field. But we got other guys on this field too. We're all men and we're all here to do the same thing. We got to get it together or we're going to get blown out. We're going to jump into the second half. Mills on 5 rush, throws a Los in the gap for a nice game, picking up the first down. The defense gets caught as Mills quick hikes. Great play by Mills. Second and goal, Mills on 5 rush, throws a Los in the front of the end zone, almost picked up by Alex. Mills doesn't wait for his blocker to block, and he throws a bad pass. That's because he don't trust him. Because if he trusts his blocker, we look on the other side of the field, and Alex is sitting in the pocket while Lou's blocking. Mills does not trust his blocker, that's why he rushes through. Third and goal, Mills on 5 rushes, sacked by Chris. No receiver cuts to the right, which is open. Now we don't even know how to run routes. Fourth down, Mills throws it up to Chris in the back of the end zone. Chris doesn't even go for the ball. Incomplete turnover on downs. That was a pathetic offensive drive. We looked terrible on this.
And first of all, I gotta emphasize two plays on here. First of all, this third down play I think is probably the worst case scenario for this offense here because everybody bunches up on the left on the right side. Nobody's on the left, so you're making the defense's job easier. The fact that there's no defender on that sideline shows that that's prime real estate for your offense. Nobody cuts to that sideline, and because of that, that's an easy defendable play by this defense. The other play I'm going to emphasize is Chris in the back of the end zone. He doesn't go for this pass because he does not want to get hit.
He don't want that smoke.
Yes, and because of that, this is a missed opportunity. You're there for a reason, and because he doesn't go for that ball, that's a missed opportunity there. Yes, it's a toss-up play, but that's what you're there for, to go up and get that ball. He doesn't, and that leads to a turnover.
Alex throws to his Chris, cutting on the sideline for a decent game. Third down, Alex on 5 rush, throws a Meek, cutting in the middle for a decent game, picking up the first down. TB gets caught on the outside as Meek cuts in, and that is a bad matchup. Meek on TP. TP can't guard me. Meek has too much size on him, and he can always shield them and get to the ball. Alex on second down throws deep to Chris, who beats Fisher to the back of the end zone for the touchdown. Kick gets called strafing, 18-6, blackout.
And two things I'm gonna mention on this play. Young and Reckless was arguing, their defense was arguing, that they hiked the ball. It was supposed to be a delay of game. They got the ball off on time. They said that he got the ball off at 1, but this league allows them to do so. Sometimes they get confused with other leagues that you have to hike it before hike it before the 2 count, but not the BQFL. They allow it on the 1, so that was their confusion there. That's one, but that's not the worst part of this play. The worst part of this play is Fish getting beat by Chris. If you look here, Chris runs right past him as Fish gets caught strafing, running sideways, and because he's backing up, running sideways, watching what's going on the other side of the field.
Chris has too much speed. They call him Flash at times.
And the thing about it is Chris runs right by Fish before Fish can react. By the time Fish does react, Chris is catching it over him for the score. This was just bad defense all around, but I got to blame Fish on that one. He was not playing well.
Chris is a kick returner. Don't you think he has speed? That's the one thing you can't give him is an open lane and run. That's what this man does. He runs. And I guess Fish got caught like a fish out of water and gave up 6. Mills is going to get the ball with 2 passes getting him to the 49-yard line. Third down, Mills throws deep to Zeke on the sideline, almost picked off by Alex. If you look here, X is open. Fourth down at the 49. Mills throws to Chris in the gap. Bobble drop, turnover on downs. They cannot get a first down again. Again! They can't get a first down. A first down at the 49.
Right, we're analyzing the game. There's no reason why you need to lose your voice doing this.
I hate bad football.
Now, if you look at this play here, there's 3 players that I'm going to emphasize on the same player. And this player is Chris right here. Drops a key pass during one drive here. Doesn't go off for the jump on the back of the end zone. Miss opportunity, and then you drop a pass that was led to be a first down. So
Because he was worried about contact coming from somewhere.
so if that's the case, then you don't need to be in the game.
He should have been on the sideline.
Yes, and the thing about
They
it
had
is,
some nice drinks and nutcrackers on the sideline that he could have while he's watching the game. Because he certainly wasn't playing. He wasn't playing this game.
listen, there's no way you could show potential of how good you are when you're scared to play. Because it's the whole point of you being on the field.
Because you're not good. You can't show something that you're not. He's been given opportunities to make plays. His quarterback has been trusting him to make plays, and he has not made plays. So if you're not making plays, if it walk and quack, it's a duck.
That's
If-
not how the saying goes, but I get the point.
If it walks like a duck,
There you go.
if it talks like a duck, it's a duck.
Well, ducks don't talk.
If it quacks like a duck, you happy?
Yes.
Bottom line, the guy didn't jump, which is disrespect to his quarterback. The guy didn't catch the ball, which is another lost confidence in his quarterback. The guy should be standing on the sideline, maybe next to the backup quarterback, because he's not doing nothing on the field. Second down, Alex throws the Vadim on the sideline. Big game, but steps out before he runs further. Third and goal, Alex finds Vadim in the corner of the end zone for the touchdown. 24-6, Blackout with the win. But if you look at this end of this play, Alex gets his leg caught and goes down. You can hear the screaming in pain. We're going to talk about that more when we analyze this. Blackout with the win, 24-6.
24-6 win. And that is because Blackout, and I don't even believe Blackout was out here playing at their best or their highest level. They just played down, which I kind of hate about Blackout, but they played down to the effort that Yong and Reckless gave in this game.
Correct.
Which is not much. So because of that, they were able to take it easy, get a few scores here, lock up on defense, and just play it like this is a routine game for them. So that's unfortunate because, again, I'm not going to say that it was all Yong and Reckless playing terrible or whatever. They just made one mistake here, one drop here, one bad coverage here.
What game were you watching? Were we watching the same game?
I mean, yes, because ultimately it had the same result. So a few plays add up in the game that led to a terrible game overall. So my thing is, I'm not going to say that every down was terrible. I'm not going to say that. But when you miss a key play here, 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 you get beat here, you get beat here. Add that up, that equals a terrible game that ends 24-6. That's my point.
Yong and Reckless embarrassed themselves. Not only this game, this season. This team was 2-5-1. They wasted their talent this season. You can't have the game you have versus this same team. I believe lost 22-21.
Yeah.
And then go 1-4 after that. You can't have all this talent and have the 7th rated offense in the league when you have the number 4 defense. This team struggled offensively. I don't understand why. Because I know Mills throws, and sometimes, you know, when Mills won't make it, sometimes when Mills don't make it, Melvin throws.
Mm-hmm.
But Melvin's their same quarterback in the C division.
Yeah.
So that makes no sense. Do they get up earlier? Do they stretch more? I don't understand it. You said, you know, Blackout just came away and, you know, based on Yong and Reckless made mistakes, correct?
Yeah.
The mistakes they made was catastrophic. Yong and Reckless was 1 for 5. They scored 1 touchdown in 5 possessions.
Yeah.
2 of those, they couldn't get a first down. That's why you have the number 7th rated offense.
Yeah.
1 of 5. And twice you cannot get a first down. You have receivers not jumping for the ball. You have receivers can't catch the ball for the first down. Those are mistakes.
I mean, go ahead.
You have your quarterback throwing the ball too soon because he doesn't trust his blocking.
Me personally, I don't think, and like you just said about that Mills didn't trust his blocker and all of that, I don't think this team trusted each other, at least on offense. Maybe at all. I don't think this team really trusts themselves on the field. Especially the fact that you have a receiver that's not willing to get hit to catch a ball, not willing to put his body on the line for the team. Is it worth it? Not to him, obviously. You have a quarterback not taking his blocker seriously, not trusting him enough to be using him for his protection and buy himself to buy himself time. You have guys dropping balls, not getting running proper routes. So all around, they were not trusting each other and looking to go the extra mile to make things happen. Now, you coach a lot of these guys. So I want to know what your opinion overall of what the atmosphere was with this team this season. At least in the B division.
Mills is their best defender. I didn't say he's the most talented. I think he's the best defender. It hurts when your best defender is also your quarterback. Can't gather the troops up defensively when they make a mistake. And then he can't gather the offense up offensively when offense makes a mistake. That's exactly what I went through when I was coaching. Mm-hmm. Mills has to decide if he's going to be a quarterback or a linebacker. Unfortunately, he plays one position great and one position well. But the position he plays well is the position that he needs to be great. So that before his career can take off as a quarterback, he has to be the quarterback. There is no top quarterback in football that plays both ways. None. Look at it. Go check it out. Chuck don't. Dion don't. Danny don't. Corey don't. Manny don't. The top quarterbacks do not. And that's the same dilemma that Alex has to get into. And for Alex to become a great quarterback, he has to play quarterback. He can't play both ways. Because the only way you master your craft is by perfecting your craft. And that's by being on the sideline, watching the defense. When you're on offense and it's time for your defense to go out there, you have an opportunity to study and see what your defense is doing and how you would attack them. That's how you get better. Mm-hmm. Machine's out on the field. This team is an all-energy team. And Machine does not bring the same energy from the sideline that he does on the field. Yeah. Like they say, coaches do not win games, players do. That's exactly what happened here. Zeke and Sky High continue to make the same mistake that plagued them their whole careers. I still say together these are the two of the best safeties I've ever seen. But they don't communicate, and they don't trust each other. Zeke does not talk enough, and Sky High at times get lost on the field. He plays the safety position like a corner. That's their issue there. Los needs to step up to be the best offensive player, but he only going to get that with touches. Mm-hmm. X, again, great receiver that needs to learn to step out of the box and demand the ball. The guys don't respect him enough to give him the ball consecutively. And then when he's hit with contact, he usually drops that ball. No, he don't like it, but I got video to back up what I'm saying. Overall, on this team, the thing that's Young and Reckless weakness is the same thing that was SYS weakness. Too many Chiefs, not enough Indians. I decided to move on because I did not have the energy to battle for leadership on this team. And it hurt me the most because I saw the talent there. But it's only going to take time where you end up calling talent a bust. Johnny Manziel had talent. What did he end up being? He was ended up being a bust. Jamarcus Russell had talent, ended up being a bust.
DeMarcus?
Yeah, DeMarcus Russell.
Yeah.
You got to realize it comes to the fact that people are not going to take the excuse of saying this team is almost there. It's time for this team to arrive. And the only way they're going to do it is looking at each other in the mirror and saying, we have the talent. It's time for us to put it on the field. Because the talent is there. The talent is there. The point is, who's the leader? And until they realize who's the leader of this team, they're going to continuously run into a wall. It's like trying to fit a square into a triangle. Never going to fit. We're going to wrap this game up with Blackout moving on to the next round with the blowout win over Yong and Reckless, 24-6. We'll be right back. All right, people, thanks for coming back with us. We're going to jump into the next game, which is Eastern York versus Grave Diggaz. Eastern York coming in the C division at the number 1 seed. Grave Diggaz coming in at the number 10 seed. Now, Eastern York finished the regular season 7-2. I think they kind of snuck up on everybody. Nobody expected them to really win the division, especially we got prime time, you have Brotherhood. But Eastern York has been playing well all season.
One thing is for sure, this team, regardless of who they play, they are good at locking up. They're good at reducing other offenses of scoring. That's why they're number 3 in defense in the whole division. So they are good. They're a pretty good defense. Their offense is kind of back and forth with the way they score.
Number 6.
Yes, but I guess for them, they get the job done because 7-2 just shows that their offense, even though they're number 6, they still are effective enough to close away games and win them ultimately.
And Grave Diggaz didn't have the season they would hope that they would have. They're coming in this game, they're 1-7, and they have just not been a very good team. Unfortunately, this team, when I look at the numbers, offensively, they're 9th in scoring. Defensively, they're 9th in defense. So they definitely wasn't the team that you would expect. Manny did not have a good year. I think it was a lack of weapons. And after the first game of the season, which they won, where they beat the unit, this team lost 7 in a row going into the playoffs. So this team is 1-7 heading into this first round.
And
actually, this second round because they won the first round game. The wild card game, I'm sorry.
The fact that you mentioned that they beat the unit, that doesn't necessarily say much because they're one team that's actually worse than the Grave Diggaz. So,
0-9.
So do you count that as a win at all? Because at the end of the day, any other team that they face, they were not able to beat. So that just shows that them having not having a good year is an understatement. This team needs life support. This team is on life support. They need something to happen, whatever spark it is in this playoff game that can get them going and get them to play well. They need one spark that'll get them going. And I don't know where it's going to come from, but they need it desperately in this game.
Well, it can happen in this game. This is when I go home. We're going to jump into the game. After getting the first down, Manny throws a cocky in the middle for a nice gain. 4th and goal after a short pass. Manny finds Hemsky in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Hemsky gets the extra point. 7-0. Grave Diggaz with the score.
I'm pleasantly surprised at their first drive. They were able to get a few plays to help them drive towards the end zone, and then he ends up cleans it up with Hemsky getting into the end zone. So that's a good way to start off your drive. Hopefully their defense is able to play at the same caliber as their offense so far.
Well, Eastern York gets the ball. On the onside kick, Nas catches it and runs it all the way to the 25-yard line. First down, Prime on 5 rush, runs in the gap for a decent gain. Second down, Prime runs again on 5 rush, getting into the 5-yard line. 4th and goal, Prime throws immediately cutting in the front of the end zone, off target and intercepted by Joey, giving it back to Grave Diggaz, and that is a great defensive stand. You could say about Grave Diggaz, they're not the best team this year, but this team plays with a high energy, and because you see Prime's lack of this offensive attack, only 6th in scoring, they get stopped here.
And one thing I can say about watching Prime throw at quarterback, he's not going to be the one to kill you with his arm. He's not going to throw it downfield. He doesn't throw darts into the end zone or anything like that. So plays like this are going to happen every now and then. All that work on the kick return and driving to the end zone, and he couldn't finish it off with this accurate pass. That's something that may hurt them later on.
Second down, Manny throws a cocky in the gap, knocked away by Chris, incomplete. Third down, Manny with the throw in the gap for a decent game, but unfortunately, they still have the punt. They're not able to move the ball. Eastern York gets the ball back. Third down, after a short pass, Prime throws the nines in the middle, who catches it over two defenders for a decent game, getting to the 3-yard line. Sugar doesn't attack the ball. Sugar's the only one on this defense that can slow Nas down. But we seen Sugar be a little inconsistent. This is a ball he should have had. We seen him drop an interception last game in the B game, and now it's another play that he does not make. That's disappointing. 4th and goal. Prime finds Malik in the front of the end zone for the touchdown. Pop gets the extra point. 7-7. The interception does not hurt them as their defense able to hold, and this time Prime scores.
They correct the mistake that they made in that last drive. They get into the end zone and they score. I think that big pass that was caught by Nas was the catalyst to them reaching into the end zone. Regardless of what the defense didn't do, the Eastern York team is moving the ball on offense, and they're able to score on this drive here.
After getting the first down, Manny throws deep to Sugar, cutting in the middle, picked off by Chris. Manny never seen Chris there, and Chris gets the interception for East New York.
And now this is Manny not paying attention or not seeing where the defenders are. Chris is standing right there, waiting for the pass to be thrown. That's good defense by Chris, but Manny got to spot that before he makes a throw. He doesn't hear, and Chris makes a play for the interception.
After getting the first down, Prime on 5 rushes, sacked by Manny. Was this a sack? What do you think?
It seems like he kind of gets lucky on that play. That was a bang-bang play, so sometimes it goes your way or it doesn't. Fortunately for him, it goes his way. He ends up getting a sack, fingertip tag. So every now and then you're going to get one of those.
Third down, Prime on 5 rushes, sacked by Manny. Malik is there to block, but Prime steps right into Manny. And this is, you can say what you want about the first sack. This one is a big play by Manny again. The point is, Prime does not look comfortable in the pocket because he has a blocker there, but he still runs right into Manny. I think it's because of the fact that he got caught on the last down. He played a little nervous, didn't really trust his blocker, and he's going to get caught for the sack. Last play of the half, Prime pitches it to Chris, who throws it up, incomplete, taking us into the half, 7-7 time.
I don't expect more from this Eastern York defense, this Eastern York offense than what they put up here. It's all up on their defense, and if they're able to hold this Grave Diggaz team. Now, they're not known for scoring. They're number 9th in offense and on defense. So all they got to do is just keep holding them on defense, not giving them any miraculous plays. Their offense is eventually going to pick up. All they got to do is score 2 touchdowns, lock up on defense, and I think that and I believe that this Eastern York team has a surefire chance of walking away with this win and moving on this playoff.
If I'm Grave Diggaz, this is what I want. Eastern York is the number 1 seed. Eastern York is the 3rd defense, so we don't expect to score a lot of points, but this team is 6th in offense. So this is the game that we want. We want to be able to keep them on the same level as us, so we can just turn it up on one of our last drives. So as long as we keep them arm's length, we have an opportunity. We're playing with the house money. No one expects a 10 to be a 1. This is our opportunity to get them out of here. We showed that we can slow them down in the first half. We just got to keep it up in the second half. Second half, Grave Diggaz go onside. The ball's going to bounce over the line, picked up by Ron G, giving Grave Diggaz a ball. This is exactly what Grave Diggaz need. They needed another shot at the ball. They need another opportunity to keep Prime and this Eastern York offense off the field, and they're able to make a play to keep them on that exact thing that they tried to do.
And remember what I said before the game started. They need a spark in this game to get them going. Maybe this is the spark that they need in the second half to get their offense to put up some more points. Only time will tell, but this was a big play by Ron G, focusing on the ball and getting the offense back on the field.
Manny throws the cocky on the sideline for a decent gain. Second down, Manny throws it up to cocky, the back in the end zone, picked off by Nas. Eastern York gets the ball back. If you look here, Joey's open on the sideline. This is a terrible play by Manny. His second interception of the day. It's second down, and Kaki is not known for that. Kaki's more of a defender. I don't understand. Why would you attempt to throw a pass like this in the back of the end zone, especially when you know Nas is roaming around there? Bad play by Manny. That is his second intro of the day.
And this was a opportunity given away. After that big onside kick that they recovered, they lose the ball on second down. This is like I said, this was a spark that they just give away to the other team. This may have been their one opportunity that they had to steal momentum away from East New York. Now they have to find a way to get it back.
Prime on first down runs to the sideline on 5 rush. With a nice block by Chris, Prime runs it all the way into the end zone for the touchdown. Malik gets an extra point, 14-7, East New York.
Now Prime in this offense is not known for running up the scoreboard by any means. But one thing about Prime is he knows how to get down the field, especially with his feet. He knows when to run. He knows how to run. And big plays like this is something that Prime has been doing all season. And this is yet another one here.
After getting the first down, Manny with blocking, throws to Hemsky in the gap. Nods with contact as Hemsky can't hold on, incomplete. That's a big drop by Hemsky. You got to hold that ball. You scored a touchdown at the beginning of the game. The quarterback comes back to you, make a big drop. Third down, Manny throws a Chino, cutting in the middle for a decent game. Fourth down, Manny with blocker from Ranji. Throws a pass, but it's blocked by Chino of East New York. Turnover on downs. Manny gets stopped again.
And this is just East New York's defense stepping up and making sure that this Grave Diggaz team don't get any miraculous plays. They step up on this drive and they held their feet into the sand and said they are not passing us here. And that last knockdown play by Chino at the ball giver was indication of that. That's just overall good defense by this East New York team.
Remember, it's 14-7 East New York. Third down, Prime throws a reek in the middle for a decent game, picking up the first. Prime then throws a missile in the gap for a decent game. Second down, Prime throws a John, cutting in the middle. That's going to be dropped. Fourth down, Prime throws a fat ball in front of the end zone, knocked away by Joey. Turnover on downs. This Grave Diggaz defense step up. And this is exactly what you need to do to back up your struggling quarterback. When he's making mistakes, you don't do the playing game. You say, we got your back, we'll get you the ball. And that's exactly what they did. Manny with 2 passes in the gap for a decent game. Second down, after getting the first, Manny rolls around on 5 rush, throws deep to Shuggy on the sideline, who gets behind Nas, runs it in for the touchdown. Nas never sees Shuggy as he gets behind him. 14-13, Grave Diggaz down 1.
And this is the Shuggy that this Grave Diggaz team needs. He needs to play like this, find gaps in the defense, and find ways to get the ball. And Manny has to find them. This is finally a chance that they get to connect together. They need to see more of that as time runs out, but this is a good touchdown play here.
Grave Diggaz go 2 for the win. Manny with blocking from Ranji throws a tree in the front of the end zone. The pass is high, incomplete, end of the game, 14-13. East New York comes away with the win. But if you look here, Shuggy was cutting with Chris guarding him, and that is a possible mismatch, but Manny doesn't get it there, and it ends the game.
And I think Manny was just urgent to get the ball off. And I think because he was worried about getting sacked early in the game or whatever, he decided that he wants to get the ball off as soon as possible. That was a bad call. You try to wait, you try to scramble, and try to give your receivers an opportunity to get open. And I believe if he had an extra second, Shuggy would have gotten open in the back of the end zone. That's unfortunate that he didn't give him that chance, and he makes that throw there to Tree, who I believe had no chance of that ball there. That's unfortunate because that was an opportunity for them to steal a win away from this East New York team and upset the whole league. They had the opportunity, but Manny being urgent and being anxious doesn't give that play a chance to develop. Unfortunately, it was a close game, but they end up going home by 1 point in this game.
If I'm East New York, we're in trouble. We dodged a major bullet. And it's because our offense struggles. We have a bad offense. Like I said earlier, 6th in scoring. We just played a team that was 1-7. We just played a team that's the 9th in offense and 9th in defense. We just played a team that after their first win lost their next 7. and we beat them 14-13. You know, in those 7 losses, Diggaz was outscored 157-74, 84 points. That would be an average of the offense in those 7 games, of the opposing team scoring 22.4 points a game, while Diggaz offense scores 10.5. And we beat this team by 1 point. It's not a good look. We can't beat a number 1 seed playing like this, because the next round only gets more difficult. You got to question Prime's leadership, question if he had the guys focused, question their coach Pop, because something's not working. Eastern New York had won their last 4 games coming into this. But we seen them do musical chair at quarterback with Chris and Prime. You're not going to win if you attempt to do it like this. Now, defensively, they have a good defense. They was number 3 in defense. But Diggaz had a nice offense. So I'm not going to say that we don't have the upper hand defensively. Offensively, to only be able to put up 2 touchdowns against a number 9 defense is no bueno. We got to get this right, or we're going home in the next round.
I don't expect more from this East New York team, at least not much more. They are 6 in offense, like you mentioned earlier. They average about 17 points a game. They scored 14. So that's only 3 less than their average. That's around the same amount that they normally score anyway. So I don't expect more than that from this East New York team.
Damn.
What I do expect more of is them preventing teams from scoring more than 14 points, especially teams that are 9th in scoring. And they gave up 13 points.
Their average is 15, though.
Yes, but my thing is, you give up that amount of points to a team that's 9th in scoring, they should barely struggle. They should struggle to score 7 points. That shows that they did give up a couple of plays. But in a playoff game, a couple plays is enough to send you home. So they got to understand that and buckle down on defense as best as they can. They have one of the best defenses in the league, in the division. They have to show it.
Yeah, Diggaz averaged 10.4 a game.
So my thing is, Diggaz averaged 10 points scoring.
Yeah.
They scored 3 more points than that.
Right.
So, okay, around the same amount. But to a team that barely scores, you got to find a way to hold
But
that.
this is the playoffs. Throw the numbers out the window. You're better than this team.
Well, there you go.
And for you to sit down and be average, you're going to average your ass home.
Fair point.
Because at the end of the day, forget what you are during the regular season. You have to turn it up in the playoffs if you're trying to win a championship. So the numbers is fine. They did all around their regular average is fine. But at the end of the day, them going by the numbers could have got them sent home.
Yeah.
Had Manny, saw Shuggy one-on-one with Chris.
Yeah. And it was that one play that could have changed their outcome, and they would have been the one home watching us assess why they lost this game. So
we're going to wrap this one up. East New York with the win over Diggaz, 14-13. We'll be right back.